Hi, I'm Pattu from FreeFinCal. In the next part of how to manage our money better, let's talk about buying health insurance. Health insurance is an ocean. I have talked about this in detail in the Let's Get with Rich Pattu English and Tamil podcasts in several parts. So, if you want some details of what I'm going to talk about very briefly today, you can head over there. So, how much health insurance should you buy? Well, this depends upon how much you can afford, actually. So, assuming you can reasonably afford a good enough health insurance, I would recommend at least 10 lakhs of a base policy. And above that, you can buy super top up. Maybe if you can afford even 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs of base policy is also fine, so that you reduce the probability of using the super top up. And when you buy, I think you should, when you buy the base policy, that is, you should look for a company that also has a super top up policy. If you buy the two policies from different companies, then it will be a problem. So when you make the shortlist, look at the products they offer and make sure that they also offer a super top up. So now I asked SEBI registered investment advisor Ajay Pruthi to write how to select a health insurance policy, and I also asked him to create a short list. I asked him to sell this as a digital product, but he said it's fine. I will just give his research away for free. So he has written that in an article. The link I will put it in the description. I'll just read off the companies that he recommends. He suggests getting a policy from Niva Bupa, ICICI, HDFC, Ergo, and Care. The specific plans are there in the article. You can look at this. He has also given details of the super top up as well, along with the base policy as well. So those are his recommendations, not mine. I have not done that research. What I would like to give you is generic points on how to choose the health insurance. So first, I talked about the sum insured, at least 10 to 15 lakhs if you can manage, because 5 lakhs is too small. If possible, buy individual covers, that is 10 lakhs per person in the family. For example, for you, for your husband or your wife, for your children, individual covers if possible, if you can afford it. Or you can buy a 20 lakh floater cover, that is also possible. Exclude your parents or in-laws from that floater cover, because they will be older, their premiums will be higher, and they may also have pre-existing conditions, diseases, etc. So separate them. They can buy, they can be part of a separate policy, and you can have your policy separately. You can be the proposer in both policies, just that you will not be insured in them. Your insurance will be in a separate policy, you and your family, immediate family. Then the parents and in-laws will be in a separate cover. That's one way to go about it. Of course, there are different ways to buy. This is one suggestion. And PSU versus private insurers. So generally, again, I have a little bit of trust issue with private players. My problem with private players is that their market share is low, so they are happily giving this feature, that feature, this restore benefit, replenish benefit, this and that, and so on. Once their market share increases, and their claims, number of claims also increases, they will be more strict about claim processing, and they will also remove any of these features that are being used more. So please understand that these features are not locked for life. The health insurance company can remove these features at any time, so don't depend on these features too much, and don't assume that you've got something special. It's just that they are laying down the red carpet for you to increase their market share. So it is a myth that PSUs have room rent sublimits. If you look at it carefully, there are options to remove this room rent sublimit, and there are also plans without this room rent sublimit. You can look for that and buy in PSU policies, I'm saying. So that's also fine. That is not a that was the biggest I would say stumbling block for choosing PSUs. So that has gone away now, and if you want, you can use that. So other than that, I think the most important points, shortlist for choosing the health insurance should be: there should not be any co-payment, there should not be any room rent sublimits. See, I'm not explaining these terms in detail here. This is not the place to do it. I have done that in detail several places. I'm just giving you the basic points that you should take care of. No co-payment, no room rent sublimits. Look at the network hospitals, and those hospitals must include that list of network hospitals must include the hospitals that are there in your neighborhood, wherever you live and wherever you're working. That's typically the place you get hospitalized often. So the network coverage should be good enough. Of course, there are rules about network coverage and so on, but anyway, in essence, they should have that network coverage, meaning that they offer the cashless facility. Of course, there are rules that say you should get cashless everywhere and so on, but still, please recognize that they may not practically be of use to you when it comes to these are the basic ideas. Also, look carefully for the pre-existing disease waiting periods, the general waiting period, and also the specific waiting periods. There may be specific diseases that may have longer waiting periods and so on. Of course, there are now, again, IRDA has changed those limits, but still you should look at the terms and conditions and understand whether those waiting periods are acceptable to you. Don't worry too much about it. For example, if you have to wait an extra 6 months or 1 year in one policy compared to the other, and all other features are okay in that policy, you can still go for it. It's just 1 month or 6 to 12 months extra waiting period where you can't claim for that particular condition. It's a risk you can take, and anyway, after that you are going to be eligible for the claim. So you don't need to make some people, just like they are searching for the perfect husband or the perfect boyfriend, you can't get the perfect health insurance. There will always be some pros and cons, ups and downs that you will have to compromise here and there, which you can reasonably. A reasonable compromise is absolutely fine. That is it. Other than that, don't waste any more time looking at restore benefit, replenish benefit, and so on. So again, let me repeat: base and super top up from the same company. Hospitals close to your house and work should be in the network coverage. That is, cashless treatment should be readily available. No room rent sublimits. No co-payment. There should be the pre-existing disease waiting period should be reasonably favorable. That is enough. Other than that, you must understand that buying private health insurance policies, you must recognize that they were giving you all these additional benefits like restore, replenish, this and that, and so on, because they are that's the bait for them to draw in customers. Once the market share increases, they may reduce these features, and the premium will also increase. Some of them have this policy of factoring in future premium increase due to claims, etc., beforehand, and so on. That kind of policies I would also avoid. Personally, my preference would be a PSU, but if you are interested in the private players, I had already mentioned the list. And also recognize that if an insurance offers some feature in very bold letters saying I have this and nobody else offers this means that they have done the research and they expect very few people to actually use that feature. If most people use that feature, then they will be paying out a lot of claims. Only when most people are expected not to use that feature, they will offer it as a feature. They will offer it as a feature, as a speciality of the product. Otherwise, health insurance industry will fold. So you have to have some kind of balanced ideas about when you buy health insurance. I think I've covered the basic ideas. Please consult the article for more details. Bye bye.